Coach, obviously that first half, Louisville puts up 21 points, 300 yards of offense. Second half, you guys kind of stifle them a little bit. What was the halftime conversation like with your unit?
Yeah, I think as a defensive staff, we did make some good adjustments, but I think our guys settled into the rhythm of play and corrected some things that we didn't execute very well in the first half. And we played more aggressive. We played like what you had seen us play like, and we have to come out of the gate that way. It's a big, lesson. You can't dig a hole like that. You've seen what we've been able to do at our best, but it wasn't our best in the first half.
Jack and Matt,
yeah, Alan said that he thought that some of the breakdowns were more like individual mistakes than like collectively. I guess, would you agree with that? And how do you view like fixing that? Do you think that's easier if it's like one player making a mistake versus like everyone?
Yeah, it's a great question. The only way defense functions well if everybody's doing their one level. If you have one individual, right, we're operating like a machine, right? If you have one individual breakdown, then you break down for the total unit. So the plays that you saw, an explosive play, it's a breakdown of one piece of that at times. You can't play great defense like that, right? So everybody has to be able to do their job. The effort was there. The execution has to be at a high level. So we were very blunt with that. I own every mistake that happens on game day, from a defensive standpoint. By that time, the guys have to be ready for the show. So I let those guys know that so they can go play fast, but those have to be corrected. But yeah, it's not wholesale structural issues, it's a player here or there.
Matt and Zach.
Sure, the first 2 weeks, Zach hasn't been perfect, but it seemed like it was a little bit poor in the first half Saturday. Anything you can attribute that to? And I know you don't want to work too much during the week because you don't bang guys up, but anything you do differently to try to, kind of rectify that?
Yeah, I think it's a collective effort, right? So the way that we're swarming the ball, our vice angles, things like that. Louisville does a good job of getting players in space as well, so that's credit to them from a schematic standpoint. But yeah, I think to me it's, okay, am I owning my hip? Am I leveraging the ball? Are my break angles correct? And at times, when things get a little bit out of sort, the guys start to press and try to do a little bit too much, right? This goes back to just doing my job and fundamentals that win football games.
Zach and Mike, just.
I guess talking about absorbing adjustments, especially in that secondary, you've got some young players, some guys who probably had to play a little bit more this weekend because of injuries. Just how encouraged were you that the way some of those young guys you've got back there, yes, they struggled early, but were able to kind of soak up whatever they needed to fix pretty quickly and come out in the second half and play well?
For sure. It starts with mentality to me. I know I've said that to you guys before, but to me it's a fighter mentality, right? Taking pride in the fight of every single rep, no matter what the situation is. So that's first. Our guys respond from that standpoint. And then our guys believe in what we're doing. They believe in each other. And when you have belief and a fighting mentality, that always gives you a chance. And again, we can't dig the hole like we did, but I was happy with the way that we did respond. But we have to start better and finish better.
Mike and Seth.
When you watch the film of that last Louisville drive where they were able to run out the clock, what was your kind of takeaways from that? Anything specifically that you were disappointed about kind of during that 4-minute stretch?
Yeah, you have to get the ball back to our offense, right? You have a coming out situation, the ball's on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line from there, right? We give up a big run to the quarterback in that situation, and we're still able to get a third and 9, right? And you got to get a stop there. So we lose control on the quarterback in that situation. He scrambles for a first down. So again, were we able to stop the run to get to the 3rd and 9? Yes, you have to stop them there, and then after that, it's run. You know that, and we did get the job done. So yeah, I was disappointed in that for sure.
Seth and Dan.
Tom talked about this before, and we've heard a lot about one, we had 3 takeaways away, needing more takeaways. Do you feel like your guys are kind of creating the opportunities for takeaways and just kind of leaving it on the table, or do you feel like you need to be creating more of those opportunities to get takeaways, and what do you need to do to get more of those?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've had some interceptions, not the number that we want. We have gotten our hands on some balls, but to me, it's you're trying to create fumble opportunities, right? Punching at the ball. That's where the creation really comes from, right? Is a second man in, a third man in. We have to create more of those. It's been a big point of emphasis for us, and we'll continue to drill it and emphasize it, and expect to see it.
Daniel and Joe.
Yeah, and just on those turnovers, is a lot of it going to be trying to work more even on forcing more fumbles? Because obviously you guys have the 3 interceptions, but forced fumbles, you guys haven't done a lot, so just love that.
Yeah, it's huge. So every Wednesday we drill a turnover takeaway circuit. So takeaways are huge in what we do. So we're gonna keep doing our takeaway surgery drills, keep emphasizing it, but it's got to show up on the practice field. Like in the team period, the second or third minute, that has to be the habit of getting the ball out, right, for it to show up on game day. So it's been a big point of emphasis for us, and will continue to be a big point of emphasis.
Joe in the back for Pete.
Hey coach, what are some of the goals on the run defense this week to set the tone for the Big Ten season?
Yeah, it's a great question. We got to be efficient on first down, right? So if a team could bleed you with 4, 5, 6 yards in the run game, then third down, right, is the down that gets effective from there, right? So instead of third long, it's third medium, right? So I think both those things went hand in hand this last week, right? You had a little bit more rush yards, and then the third downs weren't as longer yardage, right? So the conversion numbers went against our way, you know, from that standpoint. So those go hand in hand, you know, and it's been addressed with our guys, and the way that we play and the way we edge the run, and our fits and our physicality and our finish on tackling.
Pete in the back.
Matt, I'm over here. Can you talk about the way that Sean and Dunham, they made some mistakes, but the way they bounced back, particularly in the second half?
For sure. There was mistakes, you know, I mean, there was a big explosive play that was in there, but the guys didn't flinch. You know, so it goes back to mentality. They're young guys. It's our job, my job first to get them ready so that the mistakes don't happen. But then I am pleased with them from a mentality standpoint of responding, taking the coaching, applying that. You know, so that's a positive sign. There's a lot of guys that can go the other way at defensive back. You see that, I don't care what level it's NFL, doesn't matter. The guys don't have a short-term memory, and that crushes, especially young players. Fortunately, that was not the case.
Dan in front.
Whether it's Andre, Linnell, the amount of new faces throughout all levels, really, you know, the way you guys attack the portal in the spring is really showing up so far. I'd like to just kind of ask you about the acclimation process and how valuable the new faces have kind of helped you so far, kind of as well. Obviously, it's your first year here too, kind of it's all new, right? But the way that they've acclimated and kind of helped elevate so far.
Yeah, they've done great. You know, Coach Allen, obviously, on the defensive staff from the jump, the portal was important, you know, and building those pieces. You've seen the production from some of those pieces, and the veterans that have been here too. You know, I joke a little bit, but it's not like I'm a substitute teacher where those guys have been here for a long time and then I'm a new face from there. So I think it's actually helped me being new with those guys being new. You know, it's all new to us together, and I think the acclimation has been smoother because of that. There's no assuming anything on either end, you know, so it's been good, but pleased with those guys and their effort, and, you know, expect that trend to continue.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, guys.